The truth is terrifying, and before we go any further, I want you to hear this carefully because this might be the message that changes the direction of your life today. If you are tired of watching other people move ahead while you stay trapped in the same cycle, then stay with me until the end. And if you truly want a stronger future, make a promise to yourself right now in your mind that you will not leave this journey unfinished, because every second you spend aimlessly wandering is a second of your life that will never return, and most people never realize they are lost because they keep walking, and movement creates the illusion of progress, but being busy is not the same as moving toward a purpose. And every morning millions of people wake up and repeat the same routine with the same thoughts, the same excuses, and the same fears, hoping that one random day success will suddenly knock on their door, while they continue drifting through life without direction, without urgency, and without awareness. And one day they look in the mirror and realize that years have disappeared, and they cannot understand where the time went, because time does not announce its departure, it silently leaves while you are distracted, and life never pauses to wait for someone who cannot decide where they want to go. And this is where many people lose their future, because they keep believing they still have plenty of time. They say, tomorrow I will start, tomorrow I will become disciplined, tomorrow I will chase my dreams, tomorrow I will change my habits. But tomorrow becomes next week, and next week becomes next year, and suddenly the opportunities they once had no longer exist, because time rewards people who act and punishes people who hesitate, and the world belongs to those who move with purpose while others stand still. And imagine what your life could become if you stopped wandering and started deciding, because there is incredible power inside a person who finally becomes clear about where they are going, because uncertainty destroys energy, and confusion steals ambition, and hesitation kills momentum. But when you decide something with absolute certainty, your mind begins to organize itself around that mission, your actions begin to align with your goals, and your life starts moving in a different direction, because purpose creates power. And people often think motivation comes first, but that is not true. Action creates motivation, because waiting to feel ready is one of the biggest traps people fall into, because nobody feels ready before they begin. And if you keep waiting for confidence before taking action, you may spend your entire life standing at the starting line watching others build the life you wanted, because confidence is earned through movement, and strength is earned through struggle, and growth is earned through discomfort. And every successful person you admire was once uncertain, scared, confused, and unprepared, but they kept moving while others kept doubting, and that difference changed everything. There comes a moment in every person's life when excuses become heavier than effort, and comfort becomes more painful than growth, because there is a hidden cost attached to standing still that most people never calculate, and that cost is the life you could have lived if you had the courage to move forward. Because every dream ignored, every opportunity delayed, and every action postponed slowly builds a wall between the person you are and the person you could become. And the dangerous part is that this wall is invisible, because you cannot see lost potential with your eyes. You only feel it years later, when regret begins asking difficult questions, and regret never whispers. Regret arrives with a voice that echoes through your mind, asking why you waited, why you doubted yourself, why you accepted less than what you were capable of becoming. And many people fear failure so much that they choose inaction, because they believe if they never try, then they never lose. But what they do not understand is that refusing to try is already a loss, because life rewards courage even before it rewards results. And every meaningful achievement in history started with uncertainty, because nobody receives a guarantee before beginning the journey. And if you keep searching for perfect conditions, you will stay trapped forever, because perfect conditions do not exist. And successful people understand something powerful. They understand that clarity does not always come before movement. Sometimes clarity appears because of movement, because every step teaches you something, every mistake reveals something, and every challenge shapes something inside you that comfort never can. And think about the strongest version of yourself for a moment. Think about the person who wakes up with discipline, who speaks with confidence, who acts with purpose, and who refuses to surrender to fear, because that person already exists inside you. But potential means nothing without action, because talent without discipline fades, intelligence without effort weakens, and dreams without execution disappear. And many people spend years talking about what they want while doing almost nothing to create it, because talking feels productive, planning feels productive, imagining success feels productive, but results are built through action, repeated action, uncomfortable action, and disciplined action, even on the days when motivation disappears. Because motivation is temporary, but commitment creates transformation, and the truth is that your future is being built right now by the decisions you make every day, because success is rarely one giant moment, it is thousands of small moments repeated consistently, and every choice matters, every hour matters, every habit matters, because small actions repeated over time become powerful forces, and one decision made today can change the direction of your entire life tomorrow, because when you finally stop drifting and start moving with intention, you begin taking control of your story instead of allowing circumstances to write it for you, and that is when everything starts changing from the inside out. Now understand this, because it may become the turning point you remember for the rest of your life. There is a massive difference between existing and truly living, because existing only requires breathing, but living requires intention, direction, courage, and the willingness to become more than you were yesterday. And the world is filled with people who wake up, survive the day, and go back to sleep believing they are living while silently abandoning the possibilities inside them, because they have accepted routines that no longer inspire them, accepted fears that no longer protect them, and accepted limits that were never real in the first place. And the greatest tragedy is not failure, the greatest tragedy is reaching the end of your journey and discovering that you carried greatness inside you that never saw the light because you kept waiting for the right moment. And life has a strange way of teaching powerful lessons, because eventually it forces every person to face one question, and that question is simple: what are you doing with the time you have been given? Because your days are not unlimited, your energy is not unlimited, and your opportunities are not unlimited, and one day the clock keeps moving whether you are prepared or not. And that is why your future cannot be treated like something distant, because your future is being created by your actions today, and every decision you make is either building your dreams or building your excuses, because every hour spent learning creates growth, every hour spent improving creates strength, every hour spent focused creates progress, and every hour spent drifting without purpose slowly pulls you away from the life you want. And understand this clearly: nobody is coming to rescue your goals, nobody is coming to force discipline into your mind, and nobody is coming to create the life you imagine, because that responsibility belongs to you. And while that truth may sound heavy, it is also powerful, because if you are responsible for changing your life, then you are also powerful enough to transform it, because the same mind that created doubt can create confidence, the same person who accepted weakness can build strength, and the same individual who once felt lost can become unstoppable, because transformation never begins with perfection, it begins with a decision. And maybe that decision starts right here, maybe it starts with refusing to waste another day, maybe it starts with refusing to hide behind fear, maybe it starts with refusing to continue walking in circles while your dreams wait for your attention, because one bold decision repeated through daily action can create a completely different life. And years from now, you will either thank yourself for acting today or question why you waited so long, and that choice belongs entirely to you. So stop aimlessly wandering, stop giving your future away to hesitation, stop making excuses for the life you want, and start moving with purpose, start moving with belief, start moving with discipline, because every step matters, every effort matters, and every day gives you another chance to become stronger than yesterday. And if this message reached something inside you, then make a decision right now, not tomorrow, not next week, and not someday, because someday is where too many dreams disappear. And before you leave, write in the comments: I will stop wandering and I will start moving forward. And if you are ready to keep building a stronger mindset, subscribe now, because your next level begins with the choices you make today, and your journey is only getting started.